Why extreme right-wing Muslims don't like Mughal Emperor Akbar. His relationship with religion have been a subject of debate between historians for long. Akbar, a secular Muslim, is glorified among moderate people, but denigrated among the extreme right. He is often framed as a just and tolerant leader, a Muslim who put the country and people over faith. Meanwhile, his great-grandson Aurangzeb is portrayed as opposite. The recorded secularism of Akbar is rooted in his policy of sul-i-kul, or universal harmony. First articulated by the mystic thinker Sufi Ibn Arabi in the 12th century, the concept posits that kings are bound to a certain social contract with their subjects, which permits the practice of any faith, given that all religions are a pathway to God. Following that philosophy, Akbar was known to be tolerant and respectful of all religious beliefs, codifying that tolerance into action and policy. In 1564, when he was just 22 years old, Akbar abolished jizya, the controversial, albeit common, punitive tax against Hindus. He also prohibited the slaughter of cows, ordered a translation of the Vedas, Mahabharata, and Ramayana into Persian, and, to the disdain of Sunni clerics, permitted Shias to offer their version of namaz at court. On the other hand, Aurangzeb's policies were always hard on non-Muslims. He abolished a number of taxes that were not authorized by Islamic law, and, to compensate for the lost revenue, reimposed the jizya tax on non-Muslims. He also issued orders forbidding practices like drinking, gambling, and prostitution in adherence with his Muslim faith. During Shah Jahan's reign, there was a protracted struggle for power between Aurangzeb and his three brothers, most notably Dara Shikoh. Dara, who advocated publicly for harmony between Muslims and Hindus, was the heir apparent, favored by his father to accede to the throne. In order to usurp the line of succession, Aurangzeb battled fiercely with his brothers, eventually sentencing all three to death and confining his father to a gilded prison for the last 7 years of his life. Hindu right wing consider him responsible for many massacres of non-Muslim communities. Also accuses him for destroying and looting many Hindu temples. In their folklore, they portrayed him as a villain of brave Marathi King Shivaji. However, extreme right Muslims venerated Aurangzeb as the ideal Muslim ruler, one who put his faith above all else. Meanwhile, Akbar is praised for his role as a conqueror and administrator, but denounced for his religious policies. Where Akbar is criticized for bringing Muslims and Hindus together as one nation and putting the separate identity of the Muslims in doubt. According to them, Muslims were the dominant group in the state at that time, but it had ceased to be a Muslim state. Akbar had so weakened Islam through his policies that it could not be restored to its dominant position in the affairs of the state. Akbar founded a religion called Din-e-Ilahi, which loosely combines aspects of different religions, including Islam, Catholicism, and Jainism. Although there is no evidence that Akbar attempted to promote this ideology amongst his subjects, its adherents were numbered at roughly 19 during his reign. Din-e-Ilahi is used by his critics as proof of his vision to distort Islam by combining it with other religions. However, Akbar was not without his missteps, chief of which was ordering a massacre of civilians after the siege of Chittorgarh, possibly to fortify his Muslim credentials amongst Central Asian nobles. Akbar was moderated by time and experience, and became a man who allowed complete freedom of religion across his kingdom.